with me wrapping up season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina. I am here to start, the Legend of Vox Machina, bro. Like the little BTS stuff that they did a while ago. Cause like I wasn't aware if this covered season 1 and 2 because season 2's been out for a little while. So yeah, so we're doing it now because I finished season 2. I haven't finished uploading season 2 as of the upload of this video, or the recording of this video, but I have finished season 2. But either way, I'm excited to see the behind the scenes, how they managed to get a D&D RPG campaign onto the big screen, bro. I'm curious. So we're gonna find the fuck out. Anyways, let's get right to it.
No one has ever really tried to adapt an RPG campaign into an animated series.
You're not wrong.
So we're actually breaking new ground.
They created something that we didn't know the world needed.
Really, there's something there for everyone.
Even if you are
I don't know
in this world,
any of
there's
these
still a couple
people,
of
by the
minds I
way.
think we can surprise you.
All the stuff coming out is just so.
I know that guy though. That's Matt. Not because of not because of his name on the screen or anything. That's Matt Mercer. All right, let's
So
see.
the story of Vox Machina takes place on Taldore, which is a continent in the world of Exandria. It is an area of smaller nations, but there is an overall sovereign, Uriel, who is kind of the leader of the area. Vox Machina are a bunch of, I can't say heroes really.
Yeah, they're a
but
bunch
they
of
are
fucking
people that are trying
ragtag
to get
individuals.
by. And they found that it's easier to survive and succeed as a group than independently. And so out of necessity, they became a party. The series begins with a new story.
Damn dope artwork.
This is a telling of Vox Machina as they come into their own as a group.
It's a fantasy series. It's mature. It is fun. It is about camaraderie.
Eugene.
It's about friendship. We are going to.
He also
explore
looks like,
all these amazing fantasy elements that people shied away from.
I forgot his
We
name.
embrace that. We love that stuff.
It's a completely unique thing in terms of high fantasy. There's been no high fantasy that's even remotely similar to The Legend of Vox Machina.
Bro,
I think people
haven't
will
seen
be able to
anything
look
similar
at this
to
and
it.
be like, oh, this is a show with dragons and demons and like everything in between, but
Interesting
ultimately
cut.
it's about this group of friends.
We wanted to capture kind of the spark and the magic of when we were playing at the table, just in a different form of media.
I'm just really excited to see
Damn.
the really heartfelt, touching scenes.
There it is.
That's
Yeah, I
what
don't know
got
any
me
of these people,
into
bro. I
the
guess
stream
they're
in the
just
first
people that
place.
made.
This is something
yeah.
that is very serious and dramatic, but has moments of
Damn.
intense and beautiful levity and lightheartedness, and that comes from literally this was a group of friends having fun, and we as the writers' room should also be a group of friends having fun, and that was the moment I was like, we got this.
Okay, as people that have like if you watch the entirety of the Vox Machina campaign, like all hundreds of hours, I don't know how long it is, but I'm guessing it's over hundreds of hours of it, right? How do you feel about the current animation of the Legend of Vox Machina? How do you feel about it? Do you think it's good? Do you hate it? Do you think it's like it's just a poor adaptation? Or what are your thoughts on it? Because like, yeah, I've seen a bunch of people that just like enjoy it, but I haven't seen a lot of people that just don't like it. So I want to know, I want to know the spectrum of like, people that don't like it or people that like it, people that are in the middle, people that are on the fence. I'm curious to see like everyone's opinions on especially the animated version of it. So.
Well, the writers' room was just a blast. Getting
Damn.
to work with all these amazingly talented writers who were all big fans of fantasy and RPGs.
God, the writers were all amazing, and they all brought different things to the table.
We had a mix of seasoned
Yeah, look at all these
and
people, bro.
new. There's young, excited energy, and then wise, laid-back energy a little
Is that
bit.
how?
There was sort
That's
of
how
a
they
who's who
managed
of
to make
what
all that.
sort of action animation we've done have been some of the top tier people. Some really great new voices that had come
Oh,
from science
Sam.
fiction and from live
I
action.
think that's
It's
Sam
really
anyways.
been a nice mix.
We've never worked with Brandon before, so this is the first time me and him were able to collaborate on something. But
Wow.
he was just a great idea,
Hold on,
guys.
what did he work on? Hold on, I gotta see. He worked on Star Wars Resistance, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Which One, Iron Man Armored Adventures, and the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero. So, all right, it's like some decent, you know. I don't know exactly which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles he worked on, but obviously since it says like one of the shows, so like it's like okay, all right.
As well
I'll
as
let it
being
slide.
the person who's guiding the production side.
Oh,
Eugene's son.
oh, let me put those back on.
Our story editor, he's been incredibly helpful along the way, really implementing all of our notes.
Oh, he did Ben 10? Okay. Ben 10, Voltron, Legendary Defender, and obviously he did Star Wars Resistance like Brandon worked on, and Avengers Assemble. Okay. Ben 10, he definitely gets some props for Ben 10.
Having all kinds of great
But which
ideas.
episodes of Ben 10?
Jen Moreau knows so much about
all of it
Critical
or some
Role.
of it?
She's been a fan for a while, and
Star Wars Forces of Destiny, Justice League Action, Wacky Races. God damn, that's fucking old, bro. So she probably did like some of like the older or the newer ones. Marvel's Primer. Damn. What y'all know about Wacky Races, dog? What y'all know about Wacky Races, dude? Nothing, I bet. But continue, bro.
she could recall a lot of the things, the adventures and such that the characters have gone through. May Cat is so much energy and so many.
Hold up, gotta see what you worked on. Transformers Cyberverse, okay. Young Justice, all right. Marvel Rising, okay. 50 States of Fright, haven't seen that one. Young Justice is pretty good. Transformers Cyberverse, from what I remember, was all right. I've not seen Marvel Rising, but okay. Solid lineup,
ideas.
solid lineup.
She's fantastic in the writer's room that way. Kevin and Doc are amazing writing team that I've gotten the pleasure.
Oh,
with.
wait, okay, Kevin and Doc. Okay, so Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Star Wars Resistance. Everyone likes to work on that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, and Spider-Man. What Spider-Man? Is it just called Spider? Okay, interesting.
With over the years,
Decent
Their dynamic as
lineups.
The writing team is fantastic. I've never worked with Mark before, but he brings a.
Okay, what did he work on? He worked on Carnival Row, Castle Rock, Treadstone, Masters of the Universe, Revelation. I've never seen any of these shows. Maybe like Master of the Universe? Maybe? I don't know.
wealth of experience in comics and live action TV.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Thompson, who came from the live action.
Oh, I see Westworld. Okay. Once Upon a Time. Terminated the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I haven't seen like the entirety of like Westworld or Once Upon a Time, but I have seen like an episode or two. But yeah. Okay. I don't know if he was like working the entire show or just some of it. I haven't seen Terminator the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I haven't seen that. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Action world.
Hey, bro, I gotta make sure I
storytelling to the room.
see what kind of people that's been working on here.
Vox Machina, but she's
I see Adventure Time. Okay. Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet, Critical Role. Ooh, Life is Strange. Before the Storm. I haven't played that one. Wait, is Before the Storm the second one? I don't know, but I've seen the first one be played. I saw like Jacksepticeye, somebody played a long time ago. Obviously, you know, part of Critical Role in some way. But all right, Adventure Time. You know, nice.
she's fantastic.
Beyond just being a talented writer, she's actually played with us. She played Peg in our second campaign for a number of episodes.
I don't know her
Also
yet.
a live
I don't know
show.
the person.
So I think bringing that to the table made her even that much more of a powerhouse.
Everybody was, you know, soup to nuts, like really nice
Okay.
and really smart.
I love when the writer's room is everyone throwing out ideas and everyone's kind of building on each other, and it's kind of from all different facets, just kind of brick after brick. You can see the wall coming to fruition.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's fascinating adapting The Legend of Vox Machina from a role-playing game campaign and trying to translate that and bring that to life.
Yeah, it must be
in an animated
interesting.
series.
An adaptation need not be beat for beat. And so our job as the writers was to maintain the spirit
this is
of the
Kickstarter
story
footage.
and the spirit of each character and the character arcs and what they're going through, and act as the translators from what it was into what it can be now
art?
in the animated form.
There's going to be surprises. There's going to be things that are changed. But also at the same time, we want to do that because we want the diehard fans to not just come in and know everything. Like, you want to be surprised. You want things to change just enough.
To find a way to get to a place in the story where you're giving the audience the thing they didn't know that they wanted, but they actually needed.
When you're dealing with a pre-existing property, like a graphic novel, you can say, okay, we have to keep this moment. This is a pivotal moment. Maybe we can lose this. Maybe we can plus this. When you're going with a campaign where it's hundreds of hours of material, and a lot of it is brilliant. It's like, okay, now what are the things that will translate really well to anime series that we have not seen that we think, wow, okay, we can take this and we can really do something fantastic with it. And those
yeah, like I said, there's a lot of shit you gotta cut, bro. There is a fuck ton of shit you gotta cut, especially if it's like going to be 12 episodes, all like 30-ish minutes, 24, 30-ish minutes, I think. I forgot how long Vox Machina was, bro, even though I edited all of them. But yeah, like, there's so much shit. I'm assuming they had to just like cut on out, go out, bro. So yeah, like, guessing that's why it feels like, you know, a couple of things in this show feel kind of like, you know, confusing as fuck. So yeah.
Those are the things that really, really excite us.
Whittling down source material was an undertaking.
I bet.
That I was terrified about because Matt has such a clear vision, and I definitely didn't want to step on that.
Bro.
Certain ideas have to be changed or altered as part of the adaptation. It's a hard process.
There's things we were like, oh my God, he'll kill us. And then he was like, no, that's fine. We're like, we were worrying for 3 days about this.
Matt would always sit down and say, yeah, no, this is the way it was in the campaign, but if this is better, let's talk about it. Let's litigate it. Let's investigate it. Let's
That's good.
test it.
Sometimes the harder ideas, the ones that go against what you initially expected, make the most important changes.
Yeah, because imagine if Matt was just like, nah, keep it in, nigga. How dare you try to fucking take this shit out, boy? That'd be fucking hilarious, bro. But you gotta make it different, I guess.
Every project I've ever taken on, research is a huge part of it. You want to dive and get in that mindset and that mentality of the world you're exploring.
Critical Role is an IP and is a legacy IP, but it's happening right now. You can interface with the creators of this thing that you love immediately.
Oh, that's
Everyone,
interesting.
for the most part, were able to make it for an element of the writer's room to answer questions about their particular character, how they would react to certain elements, you know, questions that I couldn't have answered anywhere near as good as they could have.
The fact that the cast created their own characters and that Matt, as the game master, created the scenarios, and then you're in the writer's room with those people, with that cast, you get to feed off that immediacy. It's like writing a Spider-Man script in the room with Stan Lee.
It's working very hard to honor the original canon and the original content and the original game.
Nothing is getting past these guys. We're making sure that, like, this is very much the show that they want to make.
It's been really cool to watch it all come together, and as each thing gets approved and, you know, we see every facet of it begin to come more and more realized, you can just feel the palpable energy of excitement, not just within us, but the animation studio and everyone who's working on the actual production side. It's already turning into something very, very special.
We are as excited as any fan of Critical Role to see how these things turn out. There's nothing better than if you love a property and you're seeing it expanded to a new world. It just takes it in a way you never even could envision as a fan.
We wanted to capture kind of the spark and the magic of when we were playing at the table, just in a different form of media.
It will be like drinking a drink that you really like by a bartender you've never met before, who like adds a little something. You can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's like, did you put like nutmeg in this? I'm like, oh, not sure, but I love this drink. Oh, it's delicious. Give me more of this drink because I like being drunk. If you like being drunk on Critical Role, then I think you'll like what this series of bartenders have done to it.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. An interesting, you know, way to describe it anyways. Interesting way to describe it, I will say. But, you know, definitely, you know, it seemed like a process. Like, it's like, this probably seemed more like, as in, like, story-wise, like, hard to adapt. Like, kind of like how it felt like, you know, just animating and making fucking Arcane from what I saw in like the behind the scenes shit. Like story wise, like there's hundreds of hours of content you got to go through, kind of like, you know, League of Legends, and you got to, like, you know, narrow it down, like cut shit out, like figure out what you want to do and shit like that. This just seems like more. This seems like just like equivalent, like story wise, to like how hard they had to work, but obviously not the 6 years, 6, 7, whatever amount of years it took just to get Arcane out. I don't want to compare the two fully, because obviously they're not the same whatsoever. But I'm just saying, like, it must have been like difficult as fuck to figure out what and how and the why would stay in from like hundreds of hours of content for just the Vox Machina campaign alone. So yeah, I feel like that would be a struggle to just do, because what do you keep in and what do you cut out, and like what do you focus on and what do you don't, you know? But all right, pretty interesting, you know, to learn some things about the production of Vox Machina. It's pretty interesting. But again, the one question I have for y'all is, how do y'all feel about it? As people that, like, either you haven't seen the show yet, you're interested in watching the show, have watched the show, but you haven't watched the campaign, have watched the campaign, and you watched the show, or you have watched the campaign and you're not interested in the show. I want to know your opinions on how you feel about the show. That's on Prime, obviously. I want to know your opinions. But anyways, I got nothing else for y'all. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all later.